Elemental units have consistently been on a weird spot in the meta, and while there are some exceptions to this like Emil and Tatlock EX, I wanted to make this video to delve more into the challenges they encounter and the reasons behind their struggle to secure a competitive position. Elemental units typically have a limited amount of hits in their multi-hits, which constrains their peak potential. This diminishes their shield shaving capabilities, but it also makes it so they rely heavily on cap-up accessories and skills. Being capable of shaving more shields gives us more leeway to apply more buffs and debuffs, so this means that elemental comps in general are going to be slower. There are ways to mitigate this like using EX Statlock or having shock, but sadly that only solves the shield shaving issue. Another issue that elemental teams have are the follow-up attacks. These attacks provide more shield shaving and damage, but elemental teams don't have reliable sources for it. Oswald's follow-up attack are a random target which further limits their applications on AoE scenarios. Hikari's EX doesn't work for some attacks and needs to use his cover style, so it's either not active for the entire fight, or you have to find ways so he doesn't run out of SP. Rain Mei's follow-up attack only works when the enemy is not broken, and Dulcinea's follow-up attack only works after she uses a fire or wind attack and is not using her diva style. In contrast, physical teams have Media, which has her 2 AoE follow-up staff attack that pierces fire and light. Her follow-up attacks being 2 instead of the typical one makes it so if you use Kainan parties you get 4 extra hits hitting cap without even having to act, so she's basically acting as another DPS unit. Compared to physical teams, elemental teams often are lacking in some areas like unit support, pet support, and cap-up accessories. For the unit support, one advantage that Global has is that Isla has been buffed to the point where they're no longer a backpack unit. And with Housecare's ultimate elemental damage up is, we can develop new strategies like having Isla's ultimate affect our main DPS and also have Lucetta or Mabel at the back so we can use the Chomper for the 2 turns of break. For the pet support aspect, the only buffing pets available are the Chomper and the Crow. Chomper is great because he doesn't need to be used by our DPS users, but to fully benefit from the Crow's buff you will need to use it on the break turn while boosting it, so you need 2 different sources of EP to max boost your attack on both break turns. Thanks to this, it ends up being better to use Ivory because of her 126 magic attack and use the Chomper or the Dark Brown Dog and the Black Rabbit to lower the enemy's magic defense on the break turns. Regarding the cap-up accessory, most of them lack magic attack except for 3 accessories, although one of them requires one of your teammates to be incapacitated. In comparison, there are a good variety of accessories that not only grant you a good amount of attack or cap-up for physical teams, but also offer you other quirks like Party Save 4 having Sword Rest down, Partial Save 4 giving 20 SP to everyone whenever an enemy is broken, and even Oshka Save 4 gives you 5 EP at the start of battle. While some elements are good like Dark Comps, these teams end up being unable to compete against the versatility and flexibility that physical teams have. Kainan parties are not only good for sword and dagger content, but also for bow, fire, lightning, light and dark fights. And with the introduction of the Black Knight and the Black Maiden, fights are even more heavily skewed for physical comps. One of the overall and biggest problems with elements is that there hasn't been any good units that cover different weaknesses. If you want to build towards elemental comps, not only do you have to pull for more units than what you originally need, but you will be lacking the sheer power that physical teams have. Some units like Hikari X try to solve this with their own abilities to pierce other weaknesses, but these units don't deal enough damage compared to what we can do with Kaine, Parties and the Black Knight. And while we can take into account that with Crick there is a possibility that when a new cleric is added he will be able to further enhance his abilities, this is only speculation because for the moment this strategy is less versatile and less powerful than what our physical comps can do. First of all, thanks to Primrose my ex and Spear of Salvation for checking my initial script. Thanks to you I was able to make some of my points easier to comprehend. And also, I'm going to link the channels where I use some of their footage. Be sure to follow them because they upload videos frequently and it also helps you in understanding how other people play. Even though I only talk about the disadvantages that elemental teams have, I'm not trying to say that you shouldn't be using elemental teams or telling you how to play. At the end of the day, what matters is we should all have fun while playing. Also, as an extra, with the inclusion of the Dark Maiden now I can say something about my other video. Exploring weaknesses is always better than relying on implants. As well as avoiding the hassle of reapplying implants, only 90 implants can be applied, which is a big deal for characters like the Black Knight, who has 15 random target and 12 AoE attacks. As time goes on, we are going to get stronger characters with more multi-hits, so being able to pierce elemental weaknesses is a big deal, whereas implants will go down the drain. I hope that you all enjoyed the video and have a great day.